Good morning, everybody. I am headed to a coffee shop right now. I should be right on top of it. Pretty much on top of it. Here's a smoke shop. I just passed a bong shop not too long ago. Where is this place? Crook Cafe. This is not it though. What's going on? How's it going? I could just come here, but I don't think so. I think it's right up ahead. The Ministry of Roastery is where I'm going. It's kind of windy out. Let's see what we got up here. Okay, no, it's not this. This is the Aim Star Network, which I don't know what that means. Maybe it's a TV channel. All right, so let me see if I can find this place right up ahead. But today we're going to talk about, oh yes, the wonderful subject of whether or not your girl is different. And I find it it's kind of hilarious because, you know, oh, you're a little snowflake. Yes, you are. You're a little snowflake, honey. And your girl is different, of course. Well, of course they're different, but they have many similarities. And so, you know, they're not really different. But give me a second here. I got to find where I'm going. So I get in a taxi to come over here. I say to the guy, I can scan, I can transfer money to you. Oh, no. You have to pay me in cash. Okay, fair enough. And I give him the address. I tell him exactly where to go. And he comes to the street and he goes, okay, this is it. And I go, no, this isn't it. I need to go to the Ministry of Roasters. He said, oh, yeah. You can just get out here. I go, no, I'm not going to get out here. So I had a little trouble with my taxi driver. I ended up getting out, but I said, you didn't take me where I want to go. Oh, I don't know where it is. I said, well, neither do I. We're all in the same boat, buddy. It's your job to know where to go, not mine. And I gave him the address. I had it on a map. I showed it to him on a map. And he's like, I don't know about that. He wouldn't even look at the map. He goes, I don't know about maps. Okay, maybe this is it here. No, this is a furniture place. But there's the big mall. There's a big mall up ahead here. So there'll be some coffee shop soon. Not here, there won't be. There we go, I see it. Ministry of Roasters. This is what I'm looking for. Right here. See it? Opens 8 o'clock. So I guess I gotta go back a ways. Is there anybody out there because I don't see anybody. Nobody said a word. It's peaceful and quiet in the chat. Let's play basketball. Yeah, everybody's lurking. Everybody just wants to be a lurker. They don't want to ever sit down and comment. All right, let me walk into this place. The door opens for me. I love it. It's very nice. Where am I going here? Smoothie cup. Oh, here we go. This is all for you, Carnivore Chronicles. Look at that carrot cake. Ooh. Very nice. However, this guy took my cash. I had cash and he took most of it. But let me get a coffee and I have a few hundred baht. Let's see here. Dirty, 130. Orange. You have just espresso? Where? All right, listen. Just give me the piccolo, please. The palat. Okay, it's fine. For here. Thank you. Alrighty. So this place is huge, man. This is a pretty good coffee shop. He's like, what espresso do you want? We have all these different roasts. They teach coffee here. This is a place where they train people to be baristas, which, you know, for what that's worth. Kind of hot in here, but oh wow, all this too. So they have, look at this. Daniel, how you doing? 2 quarters. Gennaro. Look at this. Oh, Jesus. I think this is a different, oh, this is, look at this, man. This place is huge. It's really big. So, you know, if you want to learn how to become a barista, I guess this is where you go. I don't know. But I just thought it'd be nice to take a look around here. You know, kind of nice. You have all kinds of food and everything. Look at this. Roasting and separating the grounds. Quite nice. Still working? Well, this might just be in the top 10. I don't know. I'm putting together a top 10. I like to come back here, but you know, it's a little difficult to get here. There's no SkyTrain that comes here. There's no boat that comes here. There's no MRT that comes here. You can take the SkyTrain and then you gotta walk a ways, and then you gotta get a motorbike or something like that. Fire dude, how you doing? 1 second. Okay. Let me show you this here. Quite nice. All right, fire dude. Very good for you. So the gang, by the gang I mean, let's see if I can go this way, that'd be a little better. I mean Jono, myself, Billy, and Mr. Jack, we're all gonna meet up today and have a little lunch after the stream. So very nice. I got my coffee here, although I spilled it, but quite good. It's good coffee. Difference in flavor. Taste plus aroma plus tactile equals player. Interesting. All right, so where's my bag? 1 second. Brought a little surprise for the boys, so I needed to carry my bag. I got my notes. Yeah. Well, listen, I hate to say this, but 2/4 Korean is going to learn very quickly that the lifestyle here is not about going to the bars. And I know he doesn't go all that much, but you know, if you're looking for women, you find them elsewhere. If you're wanting places to go out, there are plenty of places to go. Before we get started, do me a favor, smash the like button. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Carlos. We haven't heard from him. He's on his little journey right now. And of course, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Jono, Mr. Jack, and Mr. 2/4 Korean, now expat. Let's see here. If you like this stream or any of my other videos or streams, please smash the like button, subscribe, join, hit the super chat, super thanks. Check the description for all ways you can follow and help the channel. If you're interested in visiting or moving to Thailand and you need some help, whether regarding your stay here, obtaining your visa, problems with a possible loved one, or thought to be loved one, or you just want to get some answers to your questions, I can help. Get in touch with me. I've been here close to half my life, close to 30 years. I'm married to a Thai for about 25 years and have 2 grown boys now. They're grown boys. And Alex was going to work today. He's going to work and he's going to try to get a job in this place. But today is just a casual hire, so he's going to, he'll make some money. Maybe he'll get to stay there. And you know, we'll see what happens, but he's got a couple things lined up, so I'm very happy about that. Anyway, if you need help, get in touch with me and I will assist you. I can help. All right. So now I have to say that this subject it's one that, you use sweeping generalizations, and maybe that's not right. However, we know this. We know it's not right. The majority of times are not working in bars. That's how it is. And the reason that guys go to bars, well, there's many reasons. But I thought it was kind of funny. Well, I have to say, I was, in the taxi, we're driving along, and, this area is, I've seen a couple of foreigners here. It's kind of a place like where I would stay. It's a little outside of where there's a lot of foreigners. There's very few here. But I saw this guy, it was 8:45. He's walking down the street with a big Leo bottle in his hand, sipping off of the bottle. And I'm like, dude, it's 8:45. Is it breakfast? Is that your breakfast? Whatever, But I couldn't really believe it. Whatever. I would believe it, say, in Pattaya or, down by Nana or somewhere like that, but I just couldn't believe it for here. So, anyway, good morning, Jim. So like I said, there are a lot of generalizations made. And then, I thought to myself, I need to go into ChatGPT, and I want to see what ChatGPT has to say about working girls in Thailand. I couldn't get an answer out of it, and I'm going to read a couple of my questions and their answers. My girl is different. It's used colloquially to convey the idea that the speaker's romantic partner is unique or stands out in some way. It can imply that the person's partner possesses qualities that might make them special or distinctive compared to others. Now, usually with men, with the what? I don't even know what it says. With the what? Characters? You mean with the Thai characters? It's not T-R-A-I, T-H-A-I. Yeah, well, that's Gennaro. Believe me, what he's writing, it's not a big deal. It's not like something you'd go, oh my God, what is that? Oh, I've never heard of that before. It's so unique and special. Anyway, whatever, it is what it is. This statement might suggest a sense of pride or affection or admiration for the individual characters of a romantic partner. However, it's essential to remember that the interpretation can vary based on the context which the phrase is used. We got two women over here. One's a Western woman, and the other one is not. But this place, they're looking at everything here. This place is really nice, actually. They've got all kinds of, I would say if I could figure out another way to come here where I didn't have to take a taxi, just because, I couldn't get a Grab taxi today. I couldn't get a Bolt taxi. I couldn't get an inline taxi. I couldn't get any taxis today. So I walked out, went out to the main street, and got a taxi. But the guy was lame, man. He was really lame. And he's like, I don't know about transferring the money, and it's not convenient. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I got cash. I'll give you the cash. I would have told him to stop at an ATM if I really needed to. But anyway, what was I going to say? If she works in a bar, go-go, massage parlor, or as a freelancer, chances are she is not different at all. Even if she's a regular girl, she's probably not different. Now, in this case, with working girls, they want your money first and foremost. It might be the long term, it might be the short term, but Most of them are there for the job. They're not there because they want to meet their next husband, their future ex-husband. And I was a little surprised, but I have my laptop here today. Forgot all about that. 75 to 80% of the women who are working in the bars are doing so because of their children. They need to feed the family. They need to, take care of family. That's what they need to do. And as I've said many times, I've been saying this for more than I've been on YouTube. Longer than I've been on YouTube. And that is, don't get emotionally involved with a working girl. And it's very seldom that someone can get involved with them. I know it happens. Usually this is because some guy, he's working at the post office, he's not going anywhere, he's not going to do anything, and she's like, oh, he's very stable, okay, he'll pay my 25,000 baht a month, and, or whatever it is, 50,000 baht a month, and, he's okay with it. So they are looking at it like, well, he must love me, he's going to take care of me. Okay, fine, that's their version of love, I guess. What does this say? Bar girls and normal girls. Normal girls usually go with their heart mostly. Bar girls can love you, but they will choose the guy that can support them and mama and get them out of the bar. Well, I know some that they don't want to be taken out. They want to stay there because they have a job, and the smart ones will not get involved with drink and drugs, and they won't. What they'll do is they'll think about it as a job, and they'll stash cash. I know many girls over the years who have told me, oh, I got 2 million baht in the bank. I've saved 2 million baht. I got 200,000 baht, whatever it is. But some of them have stashed money, and this is something that obviously is important. Now, what I would say is, if she doesn't have a job, and I know it's a job, it's a sex worker. But what I'm saying is, if she doesn't have a job, and I'm talking about office, construction worker, working as a barista, whatever it is, if she's working as a sex worker, stay away from her. Have your fun and move on. If she's a regular girl, remember that still money might be number one with them. So what you need to do is you need to find a girl who, your money is not her money. Her money is our money. Your money is our money. That's my recommendation. Think about these things. What do you want? If you don't want a relationship, well, fine. Go to the bars, have your fun, have a couple favorites or whatever, do your thing. Okay, perfectly okay, right? So if you just want a piece of tail, that's what that's for. You just want a chick once in a while, that's what that's for. If you just want a good-looking woman on your arm, you can get that too. If a relationship is not a prerequisite, then, you don't have to worry about it, but don't get involved. That's all. It's very simple. Because most working girls have issues. They have some issue, whether it's drink, drugs, gambling, financial, emotional, whatever. So that's one thing. Let me read these messages here. It's not that hard. Don't do it. I know a bunch of simps that have done it and it all ended horribly. Yeah. Sometimes you get these guys, they bring them back to Australia, back to America, back to the UK, back to wherever. And sometimes it works out, I understand that. But what I'm saying is the chances are slim. Unless you really know what you're doing, I wouldn't recommend it at all. There was a time when Terme was really good. It was really good. It was a place where everybody who worked in a bar, and there were, other freelancers that would go there, but people that worked in bars and go-go's and stuff, they would go after the bars and go-go's closed at 2 o'clock, or they got off at 1 o'clock or 1:30 or whatever, and they'd go right down to Terme. And it would stay open until 6 in the morning. It was freaking fantastic. But what you could do is, if you couldn't get a seat, you just walked around. And it's not that big, it's pretty small. You just walk around in a circle and you keep bumping into people, and if you see one that you like, you stop. Yeah, like I said, most working girls have issues, and the thing that I was thinking about, who needs these issues? I don't know about you. Most guys, they have a problem or two. They have a little thing that they, some may, like I said, they may have a problem with drugs or drinking or gambling or financial or emotional, whatever. Most of the time, if a guy is not fairly stable, he's gonna get in trouble here. Something's gonna happen, and it may cause him to go back home. It may cause him to rethink his lifestyle, we'll say. And also, do you even speak Thai? One of the reasons that guys go to the bars and they go out to the clubs is because they know they're going to find girls there who speak a little bit of English, and they can communicate with them. But that doesn't translate into a good partner if that's what you're looking for. Just because she's good looking, and and then you take her home, she's fantastic in the sack, she looks great naked, it doesn't mean you gotta hook up with her. You gotta have a long-term relationship with her. You get her number, and if you want to call her, you call her like, a month later, 2 months later. Hey, remember me? Yeah, okay. You want to hook up? Yeah, all right. Okay, boom. And that's it. But if you don't speak Thai, and I don't know how to put it any simpler. If you don't know how to speak Thai, then you're not going to really know the culture the way you should know it. You're reading everything in English, you're looking at everything in English, you're thinking in English, you're not relating to the Thais. And that means you are an outsider. I'm an outsider, but you know what? I'm also inside. I know what's going on. I know when they're talking, I know what they're saying, and yeah, well, I don't think you should be, but what I always say is, what the prerequisite is to find a Thai woman? She's got to have a job, a job. Not, I haven't worked for like the last 2 years because I have this and that and this and that, Yeah, well, they're idiots. They're idiots. I see it all the time. I've seen it with the British. They have these shows where the British women go to Africa, Brazil, wherever it is. They end up hooking up. They end up meeting a guy, and the guys are who they say they are. And the guys end up screwing them around, stealing money from them. Granted, the guys are getting laid because they're just like, oh, in order for us to have this connection, we need to have sex. So it could be a 60-year-old woman and he's 30. He's like, all right, I'll do it for the money. They're not stupid. For the money, they'll do whatever they want, Whatever it takes. Okay. So the speaking Thai, understanding the Thai culture, I hate to say this, but it is very important. Start to learn a little bit of it. If you're learning, she's learning, you're both learning together, then maybe there's a chance, right? Remember, and this is another thing, and I never thought of it like this until, I don't 10 years ago. Remember, when you're hooking up, you are saying to her, and I mean hooking up like you getting started in a relationship with her. You are saying to her, I allow you into my life. And you're allowing me into your life, hopefully. I know a guy that he's got this chick who he used to be with, and I don't know the whole story, whether he dumped her, she dumped him, whatever, but he still sees her. He's been seeing her for like 3-4 years now, and they don't get between the sheets. And I'm like, why are you doing? Oh, because, you know, what am I supposed to do? I love her. Am I supposed to just dump her? Yes. You lay it on the line. You don't have to be difficult about it. You can just speak. You know, you can just say, listen, we've been together for a long time. We used to sleep together. Now we're not sleeping together. Is there a reason why? Because I want a relationship. I don't want something that's, you know, not there. If you want to be friends, we're just friends. Okay, fine. But he can't bring himself to talk about that, you know. Well, I mean, I've been saying that for years. I've been saying that for almost as long as I've been here, and I've been saying it for as long as I've been, you know, I was telling 2/4 Korean the other day. I said, if a chick comes up to you, you're going out. Let's say you're starting to go out with her, and she goes, you know, in Thailand, man must take care of family. Run. Get away. Don't be with her. What are you staying with her for? It's a clear warning sign. You know, you must take care of family. Oh, really? Honey, let's get a little bit more into it, you know, aside from a month of dating and screwing. Yeah, but, you know, here's the other thing. Most people don't, outside of the bar scene, most people don't say tirak. I've only known one guy, of all the guys that I've known with Thai women, I've known one guy that he was married to her. And she would call him tirak. I don't know if she was engaged in activities before they were married or anything, I don't know. But she was the only one I've ever heard call her man tirak. Nobody uses that. The Thais are not the most affectionate, loving people. And I don't mean, you know, they can be that way, but like, if you're outside, first of all, outside, it's still a no-no. It's still a no-no to be hugging and kissing. All right, you can get away with holding hands and stuff, but if you're like macking on her, it's really frowned upon here. But when you get behind closed doors and you're alone, hey, everything's, you know, no problem. But yeah, you're letting her into your life and she's letting you into your life. And, you know, it may mean Panraya. Panraya is the wife. So is Mia. And sometimes they just say fan, but, you know, I think that's starting to dwindle a little bit. But you know, there is a saying here, and I've learned this a long time ago, and it's, if you want a girl, and you want one to stay with for a long time, find an orphan. Don't find one that's got eight people in the family or 4 people in the family or something like that, and she expects you to foot the bill for everybody. That's just, you don't have to. It's out of the kindness of your heart, and you know, you do it and you go, listen, when they say, oh, we're all going out, well, who's paying? You? Oh, really? Well, you know, you need to get that kind of stuff straightened out before you start doing these things, before you start going out. You know, it's a must. Well, I mean, that's kind of a given. Isan, you know, I mean, you can find them in Isan, and you can find some good ones, but you really got to look, and you got to know what you're looking for. And that's what I'm saying. You don't speak the language. You don't speak Isan. I mean, I speak a few words, and I speak enough to get myself in trouble. I speak enough words in Isan to make them laugh. But, you know, other than that, I wouldn't trust it. They're just speaking really quickly in Isan. I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't know what they were saying. Now, that's not saying that you can't, you know, learn to trust them or whatever. They're not trustworthy. But you really should learn the language. You should learn to speak the dialect. You should learn to speak Thai. You should learn to read Thai. You should learn to write Thai. And my writing is very poor. But my reading is fairly good. I can read just about anything that's clear. I might not always understand the word, but I can get the gist of the conversation. But I think it's important that you know the basics, because that way you'll be able to communicate, you'll be able to understand each other. And the biggest problem with the girls is that there's a lot of miscommunication because you don't speak the same language. If you want a good one, take your time. That's a must too. You know, I've been here 2 weeks and I'm in love. I fell in love with this girl, and no, you fell in lust. Well, thank you. You know, most of the time, it's not love, it's lust. You know, you that's it. Well, that's nice. However, it's not necessary. And what I would say is usually at Christmas time, people are not exchanging a lot of gifts unless they're forced to. Unless they work for a company, oh, we're going to exchange gifts, and you buy a little gift that's under 500 baht or something like that, and you give a gift. But it's nice that you do that. Yeah, I don't do that. I let my wife takes care of all that stuff. I don't have to deal with any of it, and I love that. I like it that way. What is it, Bo? Bo is messaging me right now. What? 1 minute. I gotta wait for her to send me a message back and tell me what she's thinking of. I don't know what. She probably is like, well, what's the password for the Wi-Fi? Which I've told her like 3 times already. And I've written it down for her. You know. Yeah, we don't interact with the people because we're in Bangkok. And they're down in the south. What do you care? Room, okay, you know, I don't want to talk to her about this. Room is configured 2 bedrooms. Billy can stay. I don't know what she's talking about. She must have found a room or something for you. I don't know, but I'm not going to talk to her now. The language barrier can be frustrating. Guys have trouble with the subtle nuances in English and vice versa in many communications. Well, you know, here's the thing. No, I don't know what she's saying. She's out of her head. I can't talk to her right now. I have to talk to her after the stream. But she's at home right now. She gets all excited. Oh, well, Billy's here. We're going to have to clean the place up, make it look good. Hopefully he gets a nice apartment. You know, it's always her duty. That's how she thinks. If my mother comes, Billy comes, my sister comes, some other friend comes over, she's always got, oh, let me get some Thai food. And she gets, 10 different things. She makes 3 things. It's... Anyway, I got a good wife. She's a nice woman, and, yeah. You're moving into it, Nick. Well, it's a long ways away, man. He takes the bus most of the time, or the minivan. All right, let me see here. Yeah, like I said, there's a saying here: find an orphan. If you want a good one, take your time. More than likely, this is more important and with a woman back home simply because of the cultural differences. It may take you a while to like figure them out, for them to figure you out, and also, and I will say this with all honesty: if you give it time, and I'm talking about, I'm not saying you can't like have your way with her. But what I'm saying is, if you give it time to really say, okay, I want to be in a relationship with you, what'll happen is, and I've said this for a while also, is they will start to reveal themselves, and you'll start to see things, and you'll start to understand how they are. And some things are, they're you don't want to accept them. So you have to be very careful. Because I'll tell you, I know some girls. Now I know them, and I've known them for a long time. And when I first met them, I thought, oh, she's a nice-looking girl. She's got a good thing going. Blah blah blah. Then I start to get to know her a little bit, and I start to go, You start to see them with warts and all. They're not perfect. So you got to figure out, is that something I want, or do you have deal breakers? If you watch her for a while, then you should be able to learn. And maybe it takes you 3 months. I'm not saying you got to go like 3 years or whatever. But you want to take a look at them for a little while before you jump all in. Because once you jump all in, if she's moving in with you to your place, you're going to have a hard time getting rid of her. It's not that you're going to have a hard time getting her. That's not all that difficult. If there's the chemistry's there, and yes, you can hook up. But keeping them, then being happy together, being together, living together, or marrying each other, and then staying with them for the long term. The staying with them for the long term is the more difficult thing to do. And then, if for whatever reason, hopefully you're not married, you think, I can't be with this chick. You gotta dump her. You gotta kick her out of your place if she's living with you. Hey, Alpharetta. You have to kick them out. And that's not always easy. And depending on how long you've been with them for 3 years, they want some kind of reparation. They want something. Most of them. They're going to want a payoff. Which, that's another issue you're going to have to go through on your own. She may have a temper. She may be terrible with money. She may be a slob. There's just things that, some of them are deal breakers. Okay, so I wrote to ChatGPT and I said, what sets normal, good Thai girls apart from bar girls? So this is what they wrote me back. They are so PC on this ChatGPT. It drove me nuts because I couldn't get an answer out of it. It's essential to approach questions about people and cultures with sensitivity and avoid making sweeping generalizations. Like I said, it's inappropriate to label individuals based on their background or occupation. No, it's not. It's important to recognize the diversity and uniqueness of each person. Oh yes, we're all little snowflakes. In Thailand, like any other country, people have diverse backgrounds, beliefs, and lifestyles. Generalizing women as normal, good Thai girls or bar girls oversimplifies the complexity of human experiences. All right, that may be true. It does oversimplify it, but it oversimplifies it for good reason. For all the women who have hooked up with Western men that have worked, there's probably 50 that didn't work. And that's just a fact. So, you can be nice about it and say it however you want, but the bottom line is there is a truth, and you ought to, get in touch with what it really is. It's crucial to respect individuals for who they are rather than making judgments based on stereotypes. Okay, well, if you want to make a judgment for them,
on them for who they are, really all you need to do is hang out with a chick for a week or two, even if not less, and you'll find out how she really is. People's choices and occupations do not define their character or worth. Well, yeah, that's in the perfect world. I'm sorry, but girl working in a brothel or beautiful girl who works as a nurse? Who has more worth? Who's more kind? Who? I don't mean who's more kind in that sense. I mean, what is the kind of woman that most guys want to be with? Usually it's the nurse. If all things equal, they want to be with the nurse. Now, a girl in a brothel, yeah, okay, some of them could be very nice, very sweet, blah, blah, blah. But just, it's circumstances. And you may be able to overlook those circumstances. I'm not saying you can't. But I'm saying the chances of it working are very, very slim. And when I first came here, I couldn't live with her after 4 months. It's not very long. To me, that sounds like maybe you shouldn't have been involved with her in the first place. I don't know. Like you can say to yourself, what makes a relationship work? Yeah, I know a couple of people who have made it work. And I'm not going to say that they never had any problems or anything like that, but some of them don't really have any problems. It's not like, you must give me money or I'm going to kick you out. I'm going to take everything from you. No, it's not like that. But, I mean, there are some nuances that you need to be aware of and you need to look for. Because the bottom line is, she's a girl for hire. Cultural barriers and trying to find things to have decent conversations about is tough with a bar girl once you get past the honeymoon phase. Yeah. Oh, where do you come from? How old are you? Do you have brothers and sisters? Where are your mother and father? Oh, okay. Okay, you come from Udontani. You're 25. Okay, have you had any boyfriends? Oh, never. Maybe they go, oh yeah, I've had a couple. I've had 2. Okay, you've had 2. And why are you working in the bar? Well, I've only been in the bar for 3 days, which it always makes me laugh. 3 days. Now, many of them say 3 days, or they say, I've been here for 1 month. And let me tell you something, if they've been in a bar for a month, that's it, they're fouled. And I don't mean fouled by, men's tools. I mean the way their thinking has been skewed. And, if you ever listen to bar girls speak, farmers only, I don't understand. If you ever listen to them speak, they speak differently. They do. Most of them, their English is a certain way. And English in Thailand is not great, but it's gotten better. Yeah, I would just say, like usually you can talk to them and you go, yeah, this one, And what do you want that for? Why do you want to set your standards low? Why do you want to think about, oh, I want this girl, oh, she looks really good. Yeah, she looks great. But guess what? In another 10 or 15 years, she's probably not going to look as good. Oh, really? It wouldn't be wise to rekindle the fire with her. Yeah, I don't know, Anyway, let me continue. It's crucial to respect them. People's choices and occupations should not define their care. Keep in mind that everyone is unique. Yes, we're all snowflakes. Yeah, it's ghetto. It is ghetto. It's ghetto. And let me tell you something. Seldom are Thai women who went to university, is their English ghetto. Their English is not ghetto. They may not speak very well, but it's not ghetto. It's not me love you. Oh, I love you. You love me. No problem. It's ridiculous. If you have any specific questions about Thai cultures or relationship, it's better to approach them without preconceived notions and be open to understanding the diversity and individuality of people. Here's the thing. I'm just going to say it one time. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to know. I don't want to know their life story. I don't want to know everything that they have gone through in their life. I don't care. First, I don't care because I'm married. But even as a single man, now, if I was single, I'd be like, I don't give a shit. You know, just service me. And let's have a good time. I mean, let's be happy, you know, have a good time, laugh, joke. Okay, bye-bye. See you later. Oh, you'll call me again? I don't know, maybe. Maybe not. Well, all Thais do. Thais know about where people stand in society. And what I can say is I've met two kinds of people. I've met the people who are like, hey, she's doing what she needs to do. She's taking care of her family. I've met the other ones who are going, no good. So, okay, I have another one here. What constitutes a good Thai girl? Again, it's important to recognize that labeling individuals as good or bad based on their nationality, gender, or any other characteristic is overly simplistic and can perpetuate stereotypes. Well, they're stereotypes for a reason. People are diverse, and it's not accurate or fair to make broad generalizations about what constitutes a good person based on cultural or societal norms. Let's see. Wait a minute. So, they're working as a masseuse, blowing dudes. But you're not supposed to judge them. Okay. You don't need to judge them in a sense of are they good or bad. You don't have to do that. I don't think that's right. But you do need to say, you know, my girl's a doctor, and this girl is giving blowjobs in a massage parlor. Which one do I want? Now, some guys might go, I don't care. I love her. You know, it's ridiculous. Thailand, like any other country, has a rich and diverse culture with individuals who have their own unique values, beliefs, and personalities. I can't get a fucking answer from this fucking website. If you have specific criteria or values that are important to you in a relationship, it's essential to communicate openly and honestly with potential partners, taking into account their individual perspectives and experiences. No one-size-fits-all definition. Yes, there is. Based on Malin's odds of things working out, I'm going to say, if you are lucky, if 1 out of 100 works, the rest of them, forget about it. All of a sudden, you're going to hear about, oh, mama have problem. Now I have got big problem. Once you start hearing about their problems, it's time to leave. You know, and I don't mean to be cold, but like, I don't need any more. Why do I need problems? My wife, if she has a problem with her family, she takes care of it. I trust her. You know, and usually the problems there are nothing big. They're very small. You know. But what do I need more problems for? What I need some chick that she works in a bar going, you know, I really like you, I love you so much, but I need 60,000 baht every month because mama, because papa, because of that, we need to pay track, we need to, I don't care. And the bottom line is, if you're hooking up with somebody like that, I know a lot, believe me. If you're hooking up with him and doing that, you're asking for problems. You're asking for it. And it's like you deserve what you get. That's how it is. You deserve what you get. You reap what you sow. All right, I asked another one. Let me see if this is the one or the next one. Okay, I asked it in like bold letters because I was getting pissed. Do Thai women ask men for money, and when do they do so? Again, it's important to recognize that individuals vary and there isn't a universal behavior that applies to all Thai women or any other group. In some cases, individuals from any culture may seek financial support in a relationship, but it's not accurate to make sweeping generalizations. The biggest, ChatGPT can be very good. However, when it comes to something like this, it's horrible. They never will give you an answer that you'll hear from an experienced person on the ground. Here again, tell me some attributes of Thai prostitutes working in bars, go-go's, or massage parlors. Now you would think they could come up with something that they could tell me about. It's important to approach discussions about individuals, particularly those engaged in sex work, with sensitivity and respect. Engaging in stereotypes or stigmatizing language can perpetuate harmful biases. Sex work is complex and a multifaceted issue influenced by various factors, including economic conditions, social structures, and individual choices. It's crucial to recognize the agency and diversity of individuals involved in sex work, understanding that their experiences and motivations can vary widely. So it would not answer my question. Gennaro, you know what? Just stop looking. Just stop looking. That's all you got to do. Stop looking. And if you want, what did Jim just say about over 40? Listen, they would be choosy. I don't care if they're choosy, honestly. What are they choosy for? They're over 40. They're on the shelf, baby. They've been used up by guys. Here's the thing. That's the difference between them and us. For men could be with 5, 10, 20 different women. Nobody cares. With women, guys are like, you've been with 25 dudes? If you say you've been with 3, you've probably been with 10. And if you're 40, they probably have kids. Now, a long time ago, when I was younger, I didn't care about a woman who had kids. I thought, oh, that's okay. It's part of the package. No, it's not. Because you know why? Because I won't let it be. And you shouldn't let it be. In most cases. And I don't understand why you get some guy. He's an actor. He's filthy rich. And he marries some lady who's got 3 kids and they're all like 8 years old. I'm like, what are you thinking, dude? I want to sit down and have a talk with the guy. I understand if you get one and, he's 2, 3 years old and it just didn't work out. That was the only guy she'd ever been with all her life. And it's been a couple of years, been 3 years, we'll say. And the guy, he bailed on her or whatever, and she's, heartbroken. She hasn't been with anybody, and you meet her and you like her. Okay, I understand those kind of situations. But when they're over 40, and I know there's some good-looking women out there that are 40 years old. I know a couple because I'm in yoga. And there are some in my yoga class that are good-looking. Yeah, but you see, the thing is, you're saying the kids are now out of the house. Some of them are 40 and they got, 8-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old kids. So, who wants them? And I'm just saying, they're choosy. The dude better be choosy, because the dude is the one who's going to have to take care of the kids. He's going to be one of the people who takes care of the kids, and those kids are not going to look at him as he is daddy. So there's going to be that power struggle until he finally, hopefully, gets it into place. To where, he says, I need you to do this for me. Yes, daddy. Or yes, Joe. But you don't want to have that. Who wants to have that? That's what I'm saying. And usually, well, I can't say this. I would say some women who are over 40, or 40 or 50, they don't want a guy. Well, they just want a guy once in a while to knock it out, knock boots with, but they don't want the guy in their life because they're like, listen, my life is set up, I'm fine. And the women in that I'm talking about, there are a couple of women that are in my yoga class. One of them's 50, and she ain't bad. I mean, she's all right. She's got a nice body. But she's 50. I go, how come you ain't got no guy? You know, what's the deal? I haven't had one in years, and I like my life. I said, yeah, but you don't miss, you know. I don't miss it. She's probably got something in the little drawer next to her bed. She's probably got something that helps her out. She don't care. Now, she don't care because she hasn't been with somebody long enough to where she's like, or she hasn't been with somebody in a long time to where she's saying, oh, I really, I need to have a guy by my side. But some women, it just doesn't matter. And the thing is if they've got kids, even if the kid is like, you got a kid who's 20 and you got another kid who's 15, we'll say. What you think, I mean, you're always going to have them around. And when they're around, you're not going to come first. I'm not first. When my kids are around, when Alex and Nicholas are around, most of the time, and just in the house. When we're going out, that's a little different. I don't come first. The kids do. That's how it is. So you better really think about that if you want to hook up with some older woman. Now, if you're 70 years old and you get yourself a 50-year-old, I say, a salute. Go for it. Hopefully the kids are out of the house and they're not a concern and you don't have to really worry about them, but, maybe once every 6 months or whatever, Oh, well, Sid, he's a pain in the ass. But Sid he grows on you, that's the problem with him. I mean, today he's like sitting with me in my room. I'm in my room with the computer on, reading, and he comes in and I'm like, hey, what are you coming in here for? And then the next thing I know, he's slinked in without me seeing him, and he's like sitting right at my feet. He's got like his head on my feet practically. And I'm like, what am I gonna do? Now, when I ended up leaving the room, I had to go, come on, Sid, let's go. And he just moved a little bit, and I said, no, we gotta go. And I grabbed him and threw him out of the room. But, all right, let me go further here. This is good here. Okay, this is also from there. It's essential to avoid reducing individuals to stereotypes. Well, that's where it comes from. The vast majority of guys understand. Okay, they work in bars. I don't want to get involved with her. I'm not going to have a relationship with her. That happens most of the time. But every once in a while, you get some guys that go, oh, I'm going to take her again. Oh, I'm going to take her again. The next thing you know, he's been to Thailand 5 times, and he's been with the same chick every single time. And he's like, oh, we love each other. Okay, well, then what are you going to do? She don't want to move to where you are, and you ain't going to move to Thailand. What are you going to do? Well, we love each other. Yeah, but she's working in the bar. I used to see these. I saw this one video. This is years ago. And it was about these guys living in Thailand. And, like, one guy was like, my check will come. I'm like, what the fuck does that matter? He's like, my check's going to come. Well, he had been with this chick. She was working in a bar. And she was his chick while he had money. As soon as the money ran out, she was gone. And then he's like, my check's gonna come, she'll be back. I'm like, that's such a functional way to be, isn't it? Now, oh God, I did ask it this question. This is what I say. Very rarely is she different. If she is, either put a ring on it, make it clear she's your girl, whatever it takes. But, do what you got to do. Some guys don't mind. Oh, if I don't know whether my girl is doing something else behind my back, I don't really care. Okay, good. Put your head in the sand. Should a man marry a Thai prostitute? Here it is again, this PC answer. The decision to marry someone, regardless of their occupation or past experience, is a highly personal one. It should be based on a deep understanding of the individual, mutual respect, shared values, and an open communication. It's important not to make judgment solely based on someone's occupation. Oh yeah, this is the thing. I have really no friends that are so deep into it with some chick in a bar. You know, like they're fighting with their girl about money, and they're, you know, about whatever it is. I don't have any friends like that, and quite frankly, I don't really know anybody like that. Most of the people that I know, if they go to the bars, they go sporadically, like once in a while. They don't go all the time. I haven't been to one in years. And you know what? I don't miss it. When I first got here, I thought, this is my world. Oh, this is great. And after a little while, I was like, this is kind of like, it's not great. You know, and you're walking down the street. I understand now why the Thai guys would look at you. You're walking down the street with some girl. She's a Hao. And she looks like one. She might dress like one. Now the better ones, they you know, put something on and they look like, you know, they've got a pair of sweatpants on and a big heavy sweatshirt. Nobody can see what they look like. They like doing that. But every once in a while you're walking down with one and she looks like she belongs in a, you know. And the Thai guys would look, and I used to wonder, what are they looking at? I'm a better catch than you are, you know. And the thing is that it's very simple. It breaks down to some people need to do it, some people don't. Some people are very lucky and everything is given to them. Some people are very lucky, they work hard for what they get. They never have to think about doing anything like that. And then some people, they're out in Isan or wherever it is. It's not only Isan, but predominantly. And they don't want to work on the fields in the hot sun getting rice. They don't want to do that. So they opt for something else. Oh, my friend, she said, I'm going to go. I've heard it all before. My friend, she come to village and she tell me she have good job for me in Pattaya. I said, oh, really? What were you going to do? I'm going to work in factory. Later on, the girl's like, I don't work in factory. So where do you work? I work in bar. Okay. So, you know, it confirms everything that I was thinking about. Then it says here, if you're considering marrying someone with a history of engaging in sex work, here are some important factors to consider. Open and honest communication is crucial. I'm just going to go over these real quick. Respect and understanding. Approach the relationship with respect and understanding. People change and grow. Again, I'm going to say, let me just say this way. Probably 80% of the women who are working, if their man goes back, they're right back in the bar. They don't care. He's taking them out for a week or two. Oh, I love you, darling. Don't work in the bar. I hate to think about this with you. And they're like, why? I'm making a good living. I'm bringing in cash. Take care of the family. And he's like, no, but you cannot. It's not good. Oh, so bad. You're a bad girl, and I don't like it. I want you to be a good girl. But then, as soon as he goes back home, he's giving her 50,000 baht a month, but that ain't enough. Even if he's giving her 100,000. No, I can make an extra 25,000 if I go to work every day. And then, you know, he calls up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Where are you? Oh, out with my friend. You know, where? Oh, we go to a restaurant. It's such a game. That's what it is. It's a game. And you have to remember that. Mutual goals. Goals. You ask the average bar girl what her budget is, she can't tell you. She has no idea. She can't write it down. She may know about what she spends and she may be able to tell you what she spends, but if she was to sit down and write it down and then figure out approximately how much she makes every month, most of the time she can't do it. They can't do it. All right, listen, I'm going to say this once again. Smash the like button, smash all those buttons. Join, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Go down in the description. Hey, thanks, Daniel. I just got a message. Thank you very much, Daniel. I appreciate it. Hopefully you hear me. Thanks for your help last night with the Fire Stick. That's good. My Fire Stick is working quite well now, and I'm back in business with it, so very good. Now, here's the last paragraph. It's also essential to be aware of any legal and cultural implications related to relationships and marriage in the specific context you are in. Seek advice from trusted friends, family, or professionals, and take your time to make an informed decision based on the unique dynamics of your relationship. Oh, God. You know, I read that, and I just go, this is absolutely no help. And that's why I'm here. You know, it's ridiculous. I can't see this. Oh, this is what is this? I don't know what that says. I popped into a bar with Bob when I went to visit him. I was wearing Concan University shirt. The girl was on, you like flies and shit. Oh, from Concan, you like Concan? Yeah. That's how they are. I can't read that. What did I do the last time to read it? Well, what did that person say? Every guy, what? I can't read it. Oh, every guy visiting Thailand for their fight. Yeah, everybody says read that book, and I read it. However, what I'll say is just watch some of my videos and listen to what I say. The stories are all true. Everything I say is true. I don't bullshit around on this subject. And, you know, the reason is because in the beginning, the reason is because, well, it doesn't have to be through friends. It could be in a nice place, that's all. It could be in a grocery store. It could be at a coffee shop. It could be in an office. It could be many, many places. You don't have to meet them through friends, but it certainly helps. You're on your own, it's kind of like you have no wingman. But when you meet through a friend, it's kind of like you got a wingman. So, I read that book a long time ago. He released that book for free initially, and I read it. And yes, it's very on the point. Or read my book, They Call Me Farhan, because there's a lot of stories in there that are very true, you know. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say, and I've got many of them. I started writing again, and hopefully I'll get a book done eventually. And yeah, you know, just, you know, it's very simple. Thank you very much there, Mr. Billy. Thank you. I would say, yeah, I would say that you really need to think about it if you're going to get involved with somebody in a bar. Now, I've known people who got involved and they knew the ropes. And almost all of them, it didn't work. And, you know, it could be something very subtle. You know, it could be something that's, okay, gonna get pretty for the meetup. Well, I'll be there probably before 11:30. So, I'm only gonna stream for 90 minutes today. So thank you very much to everybody. But, yeah, I mean, you know, I have one golden rule. Do not get emotionally involved with a working girl, a prostitute. It doesn't matter if they're in a massage parlor. It doesn't matter if they're in a karaoke. It doesn't matter if they're in a beer bar. It doesn't matter if they're in a go-go. It doesn't matter where they are. Don't get involved with them. That's all. You can make her a friend that you every once in a while with. That's fine. But keep it that way. And the thing is that with women, they tend to fall in love a lot faster. One or two times that you've, you know, hammered them, if you know what I mean. then that's all it takes. They're kind of thinking like, oh, well, what's going to happen? With guys, it might take a little longer. But generally, after a few times, it's like, oh, well, you know, I don't really care that she works there. She's so nice, and, you know, I like being with her in the bed. That's nice, and she's so pretty, and I don't think she would do that to me. And the thing is once they, yeah, I didn't have any of that stuff. I did it, yeah, that's what they are. They're white knights in shining armor. And that is the problem, right there. I come to Thailand for 2 weeks, I meet a girl, I fall in love, and you go, oh gosh, I don't want her to work in the bar. Honey, I'll save you. Thank you, Richard. I'll give him a kick in the nuts. Thank you very much. But you know, that's what happens. And yeah, I don't know, you know, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. Because it's like, listen, Pretty Woman, that movie, it really, now that I think about it, rubs me the wrong way. Oh yeah, first of all, Julia Roberts, look at her, and then, you know, oh yeah, she's a working girl, and you know, he changed her, and he fell in love with her, and yeah, come on, what's the chance that's gonna happen? He was the Captain Sabo. It doesn't happen that often. And for all these guys in Sweden or out in the middle of Australia in the outback or wherever they are, it still doesn't work the majority of times. And that's the problem. And you know, we gotta face it. Nowadays, especially younger people, they look at a relationship and they go, oh, it's not working. All right, I'm done. I don't want to be with this guy anymore. Boom, that's it. They're done. That the relationship, it's a divorce. You know, and what I'll say about me and my wife is, listen, we've had issues where we're not happy with each other. We're irritated with each other. You know, we're like, that's it. I'm done with you. Okay, fine. A couple hours later, really, you know. Okay, everything's better. The reason is because we want to make it work. We're committed. And I hate to say it that way. I hate to bring my little thing into it, but that's what it is. It's not that, you know, she's never thought about being with anybody else or leaving me. No, but we committed to each other in the beginning, and we've been through thick and thin together. And why not? Why not stay together? Because you know what happens? Now, I'm not 32. I'm 61. And I can tell you that my chances now of being with someone like her who was 21, I have virtually no chance unless I'm forking over the cash. It's a financial arrangement. Instead of being, you know, when you're young and you meet somebody else, they're young, and you know, your eyes are wide open, and you're thinking about the world, and you're thinking about what you're going to go do and how things are going to work, and oh, what am I going to be involved in? And you're both thinking that way. And oh, they're so sweet. Oh, and she's thinking, oh, he's such a nice guy. And then you're both, well, we'll give it a try. And then before you know it, you're in head over heels. You're in deep, and you're like, all right, you know, this is it. And now, after say 25 years, what are you going to do? Well, you know, what's she going to do? You know, she's older now, obviously. I'm older now. What are we going to do? We're going to, oh, well, let's just break up and we'll start all over again. Maybe, but chances are it ain't going to be like it is now, because guess what? I'm 61. For me to hook up with somebody 40, okay, that can happen. 35, maybe. Most of them are going to have their baggage. They're going to have the kids. They're going to have everything else. And where does that leave me? That leaves me with them. If I want a woman, I got to be with somebody who has stretch marks from somebody else's kids, who is screwed up in the head in certain ways that I may not find out until I've been with her for a year or two. You know, sometimes it's better just to You have a problem, and instead of just saying, that's it, I give up, you work through it. It's painful sometimes. I mean, we don't really have those kind of problems most of the time where we're like, oh, this sucks, man. But, you know, because she's very understanding or whatever. You know, she kind of learned. But, you know, sometimes she gets ticked about something. She gets something in her head, and then it's like, you know, I'm on the shit list for a day or two. It happens. You're married, right? But I would say that when you have a girl from a bar, you're getting some instability. They may be unstable, and they may not be able to handle problems logically and step by step. You know, it might be more difficult for them, like a lot more difficult. And then you don't understand their culture because you don't speak the language. They don't understand your culture all that much. And, you know, my buddy, I haven't seen him in a long time now, but he used to say to me, just think of this. Imagine your father is a brain surgeon and your mother is like a teacher at a university. You go to Thailand, you meet the girl of your dreams. Oh, she's so lovely. She's got a cracking body. She's got a really cute face. And you're like, oh my God, this is the girl for me. And you go back a couple of times and your mother and father are like, hey, what's going on? Oh, well, I met this girl. Oh, really? Yeah. I'd like to bring her over. Okay. Now, and I've told this story in various different ways several times. You say, yeah, I'd like to bring her over. Okay, well, you know, what do you need? Anything you need, let us know and we'll help you because, you know, she's part of our family. And so then he brings her over. She's like a fish out of water. She has no idea about the West. She's never been out of her country. She may not fit in. And then the next thing you know, you guys are drinking wine at dinner. You're thinking everything's great. Oh, she's such a wonderful girl. And your mother and father might actually like her a little. Next thing you know, she's up on the coffee table dancing like it's a pole, like there's a pole in it. She's dancing and you're going, what the hell are you doing? Woohoo! Me have fun now I in USA. Oh, I dance. Oh, I so lucky. And you're like, they're looking at you going, where did you meet her? What did you do? How did you know, think it can't happen. Go ahead and think it can't happen. I would say maybe 1 out of 100 works. And sometimes when they work, they're very good. They're very strong. And they're stronger, actually, because the guy is willing to overlook her past. And the woman is willing to be a good woman, like a really good woman. Like she's going to clean the house. She's going to take care of the kids. She's going to take care of the man, you know. And, you know, what else are you going to do? What do you know, you have her. Okay, she's good. Okay, now you got her. Well, you're a lucky one. But most of the people, they're not lucky. They're just not that lucky, you know. And I could talk about this subject until I'm blue in the face. I've got so many stories. There's so many stories I've forgotten. You know, I don't know what else to say, but I hear it over and over and over and over again. And now, you know, like I got some friends. I mean, you know, there's Tom. He's married. He's been married for a long time. He's been here a long time. He doesn't do those kind of things anymore. He's got a wife. There's another couple of people. You know, well, I think most ties tend to get out of hand. They don't get out of hand around all Westerners. They get it once they start feeling a little comfortable. Like maybe there's a few ties there. It's a Thai Westerner event. And they think, okay, well, everything's cool now. I'm all right. Then they start loosening up, especially if they've been drinking. you know. And that's another thing. If she drinks and she's getting shit-faced, and every time you see her she's shit-faced, you might want to rethink the relationship. You know, it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna screw her, but I need to give her some tequila. Okay. So, you know, maybe at first you tend to do those things. But then, you know, like, are you still screwing her? And you're not giving her any tequila? Are you not giving her any wine? Are you not giving her any, you know, I mean, so if it's the kind where, I mean, I had this one, when I first came to Thailand, I had been here, I don't know, a year or two. And I had one, and she was quite excellent. And she was pretty nice. But when you started getting her drunk, she started getting sloppy. And there was a couple times I had to carry her home. And I just thought to myself, is this the kind of girl that I want? And I went, no, it's not. That was the end of her. You know. Yeah, that was it. Bye-bye, honey. So, and you know, with the drugs thing, that's another thing. All right, listen, smoking weed, if you're the kind of person who smokes weed, I understand. You get a chick, she's like, yeah, okay, I'll smoke a doobie. Okay, fine. But if she's smoking, you're not. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know if it can work. I mean, I guess it can, but because it works with some guys who smoke and their girls don't. But if they're doing anything harder than, say, weed, if they're like doing yaba or doing coke or something like that, I would be like, I don't know about that, man. You might want to rethink the relationship again. I think it's important, you know. Watch this. Look at this beautiful place. You know, what I've noticed is that when people work together, most of the time, they're kind of like family. You know, here it's a lot more laid back than back in the West. And, you know, slowly but surely they get to be kind of close because this is where they work. They're here all the time. But most of the time there's no hanky-panky going on. I don't think it's as prevalent as it is back in the U.S. where, you know, you dip your pen in the company inkwell. I don't think that you get that very much. Anyway, Ministry of Roasters. I'm very impressed with this place. It was a little hard for me to find. But I'm very impressed, and I actually would like to know what kind of courses they have. Because that is one thing that I'd like to do. Whether I was to open a coffee shop or not, I'm not even thinking about that because I think it's hard to make really good money from it. But I would like to become a barista, like, you know, learn about being a barista, learn about coffee, get really good at it, and then, you know, maybe down the line I would be like, all right, well, I think I'm gonna do something. I think I'm gonna, you know, make something of it. That I would like to do. But I've always wanted to take a couple of courses on coffee just to do it. And I like to do it with wine as well. But I don't think I have as much knowledge about wine as I do about coffee. Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's nice, and there's a lot of coffee out there and everything, but, you know, I think the market is kind of volatile right now, and, you know, there's a lot of coffee shops that close up. You know, I'm making up a list of the top 10 coffee shops, and I'm going to divide it up in 5 modern coffee shops and 5 old school coffee shops. Then I'll just put together a list of 10. And I've been to about, well, what I remember is around 50 coffee shops. And out of the 50, those are still open, but there are some other ones, and they're no longer around. Some of them are closed up. So, anyway, it's time for me to get out of here. I got things to go, people to see, important stuff to do. So I really appreciate you guys coming here, hanging out. Maybe we'll talk about this the next time too. I don't know. There's some things that I really would like to say, but I haven't said them yet because time and maybe I don't remember. But there's a lot of things that I wrote down in there. I have on my computer. I have several different websites that have a lot of information about some things that go on here behind the scenes with regards to working girls. And there was one particular site, I'm not going to get into it right now, but there was a site that had a podcast on it. And the podcast, the guy was an American, and he's, to me, he sounds pretty PC. I mean, like, he's very, like, very careful about what he says, and he's very, he pitches the softballs. He came to Bangkok and he interviewed 5 bar girls. And some of these girls, I was just like, is this chick telling the truth? She's just lying. And the guy's like, well, I really don't know about this. And, and I'm like, okay. I would probably go and do something like that myself. I can't stand to be around him most of the time. If I'm around him for like, it's not even them, it's, try sitting with a woman for 3 hours. Try sitting with her for 3 straight hours, 3 or 4 hours. You're sitting there talking to her. Even my wife, yeah, we sit together for a couple hours and then we go and do our thing. Then, or we take a little break and go somewhere else and we come back, we talk, we leave. But I like her. With chicks that you don't like, you're sitting there, you're talking to them, you're like, you're like, I need to leave. It's time to go. So, and it's not that they're so unlikable. It's for me, guys or girls, my limit's about 4 hours. Then it's like, all right, I need to be alone again. Anyway, I hope you found this stream enlightening and informative. I would take some of the things I said to heart, and I would believe them wholeheartedly, 110%. But anyway, other than that, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I'm going to take off, go have a little lunch with the boys. And I will talk to you guys. What's today, Friday? Today's Friday, probably Sunday. Dowlow, hello, goodbye. Hello, goodbye. Time to go. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And until Sunday. Sunday, I think there's a big fight on the 16th of December. So maybe that'll be the day that I don't show up. Yeah. Not this Sunday. So anyway, appreciate it once again, and I will talk to you guys later. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Thailand, in Bangkok.